I think one of the best responses to loss is to live my life fully because that's what Markham would want. He would not want me curled up in a ball, depressed and sad, making rash decisions like shutting down the channel, selling a home, doing some crazy stuff. No, he would want me, and I believe he's telling me, along with my parents and my brother, keep doing what you're doing. Make a difference. Live fully. Enjoy your life. Go on trips. Live intentionally. Grow your relationship with Jonathan and Christopher and Maddie, Evan, and Jordan and their partners and their husbands and wives. It's really important to do that. And I think that as hard as it is, and this woman that I spoke to on the phone yesterday from the optometrist, she's having a hard time. And her husband is a psychologist telling her, you've got to keep living your life. You need to get out. You need to see people. You need to see friends. You need to make things as normal as they can be because that's what they would want. That's what your loved ones would want. And I'm doing that. It's been a month and I'm doing the best I can, but I'm trying to treat every day as a gift. I woke up yesterday, as I said, and I felt Markham light. I didn't feel a burden. And today I felt the same thing. Every day is a gift and treat it as a gift. Treat it as something special. One of the other things that Markham's death has exposed for me is what I would say is false priorities. I thought certain things were important, and now I'm starting to lose a grip on them. Petty frustrations, arguments that really aren't that significant. I'm trying not to have them now. Status doesn't matter. What matters is being intentional, loving your kids, loving your spouse, loving life, making the best use of your time here on the planet, leaving a legacy beyond money. I think we're going to do a video next week on your legacy is not all about money. Your legacy can be how you treat other people, how you respond to inquiries, how you respond to difficult conversations you might have. But, perfection, not that important for me anymore. This idea of being busy is a good thing, that you're feeling productive. No. So I'm starting to lose hold of some things that really weren't that important. And Markham has exposed that to me, which I'm really forever grateful. Let me give you some questions that we got from our team. This was about the video on Markham. Sorry for your loss. Thank you for sharing. Do you have any advice for parents with children who have excluded their parents? Our daughter recently decided she doesn't want her in our life or our grandkids. This is amazing that this question came out today because I was listening to an Arthur Brooks podcast. It's called Office Hours with Arthur Brooks. And one of the key pillars that he feels is important in life is family. And 1/3 of adults in America have someone in their close family, and I mean really close, children, brothers, sisters, parents, children, I probably just said, who are estranged. 1/3 of adults. So what do you do about it? I will leave the link to his podcast below so that you can watch that episode. It's absolutely fascinating. As a matter of fact, Jody and I are going to do an episode on reviewing that podcast and giving our own take on what it is. There's some reason that took place that caused your daughter to feel that way. And you need to try to figure out what it was. In his podcast, I think he says the children, when they decide to step away from the parents, they know the reason. The parents don't know the reason. So you've got to find out what it is, and you just have to try to work your way back. I think it's really critical to do that. We also found out in hospice that when an adult, a person is at end of life and they're surrounded by family, when there is an estranged person in the room or who hasn't made up with like the mom or someone else, it's hard for them to leave. So there's a lot of reasons why you really want to work on this. Okay, so sad. What losing our son taught us about life, from Judith Buchanan. This is so sad. Thank you. How is Markham's mom coping? I just talked to her yesterday. She's coping pretty well. I mean, we were together in New York City for 47 days, Jody and myself. We've been married 17 years. Markham's mom, I was married for 25 years, and we've kept the relationship. It's a great relationship. It was actually fun having her around Jody's daughters because they created a new relationship, which has really been beautiful to see blossom. Here's another question from Jay Germ Patram. I know I didn't spell that right. You talk about the next place. Are you folks followers of Christ? Yes, we are. We both believe in God, we believe in Christ, and we believe in heaven. We believe in the afterlife. And I believe that Markham is there with my mom and dad, with my brother, Jody's mom, that they had a great relationship with. And it's helpful for me to know that they're there together and that many of them are living inside of me. So yes, we are. And that's really important to us. It's a big part of our life. And we're on a spiritual journey. We started this a couple of years ago, Jody and I, and we're now talking about in our business and in our masterclass, this idea of deepening your faith.